Road dogging reality. This is a YouTube about learning how to be present with yourself without running to addictions or compulsions. And if that interests you, watch on. So, what I want to talk about today is the antidote to the automatic pattern of addiction. Addiction happens when you have very, very intense thoughts and feelings, beliefs, such as I'm not good enough, I can't handle this, I can't trust the world, I can't trust myself, I can't trust other people, which come like a chemical compound into the brain and body with very strong sensations or feelings, such as fear, anger, grief, or shame. Anxiety is kind of encompasses a lot of those feelings. Anxiety can be translated to any exit. You need to get out of these sensations. So you get a story that feels like an attack on who you are, emotions that feel like an attack on who you are, and then you pick up your du jour habit like booze, over caffeinating, overeating, over porn use, drug use, whatever it is. So what I wanted to talk about today was how not to do any exit. That's really what the whole channel is about. But specifically, I want to talk about doing a mediocre job at feeling your feelings. And I think this is actually different than what other people share about, because what most people share about implies in the spiritual realm, there's just like a subtle implication that you have to be some sort of a Zen master to sit still and feel your feelings. It makes it too big. The truth is, I'm not really that good at feeling my feelings. I just do a mediocre job. I'm not that good at questioning my inner narratives. I just do a mediocre job. I'm not that good at saying no to myself and having boundaries with my own mind. I just do a mediocre job. Can you do a mediocre job at feeling your feelings? What does that look like? Take a breath, pause, maybe try and sit still for a minute and a half and let things pass through you and even enjoy them, lean into them, let them kill you. The belief is that these feelings are an attack on who I essentially am. In my worldview, who I essentially am is infinite, limitless, and can handle anything. So I replace a disempowering belief, like I can't handle this, with a very empowering belief, like who I essentially am can handle anything. All right, so did that require me to be like some sort of very special Zen master? No, it just required a little bit of engineering, a reminder. And then on top of that, there's just the somatic experience of just feeling how you do unconditionally without taking anything for it. And I'm really not that good at that. I just am okay, just a little bit okay at it. Can you be a little bit okay at Mr. Rogering yourself? Can you be a little bit okay at being loving to yourself? You don't have to be like the most overtly loving, soulful Zen master. Like, so the end of perfectionism. I was listening to a tape, book on tape, what do you call it? Audiobook about Andre Agassi and how he was like, this masterful tactician, but it wasn't until he got a coach that said, it's time for you to end perfectionism. Stop trying to kill everyone on every single um, hit or return or serve. Just do a good enough job. And it was then when he really took his game to the next level, when he killed the perfectionist within him and stopped thinking about how good he was at tennis. Well, I want you to stop thinking about how good you are at spirituality. I'm talking to myself here too. Stop thinking about how good you are at feeling your feelings, at somatic experience. Maybe you just are mediocre at it, but you're in the arena. And most other people in this society are just living in the matrix, escaping, and they're not really trying to do any pattern interrupts, or they don't have the capacity to. If you're here now listening to this, you probably have the capacity to pattern interrupt and live a more soulful, spiritual, creative life. But you can only do it by being mediocre. Like this acorn I happen to be holding in my hand that my wife got me. We just have to be this good at handling emotions, and then you grow into a mighty oak of soulfulness and can be of service to others, just like I'm doing with you right now. So go forth and do a mediocre job at feeling your feelings. Do a mediocre job at spirituality and emotional intelligence. And just stay in the arena. Sit still for a minute and a half. Let things pass through you. And don't run to your little habitual pattern that you've been doing. Especially if it isn't working. If it is working, have at it. Have a glass of wine. Have, a wank. A cup of coffee. But when it becomes excessive and starts to be like this any exit that you need because you can't function, because you think the feelings are going to kill you, it's time to stop. Collaborate and listen. Cash is back with the brand new edition. I think that's a good place to stop today. Oh, I changed my website. I don't know what it's called anymore. For now, you can go to Dave Cash Men's Coach and subscribe to Raw Dogging Reality. I think I'm going to write a book because the world is ripe for that kind of a title. I'm also writing a novel called An Inconvenient Penis. I'm the Georgia O'Keeffe of penis. You're welcome, world. We needed someone like me. See? I was really nice to myself that way. But I didn't have to be like a Zen master being nice to myself. I just had to give a little compliment. 80% is perfect. 80% doing my best, doing my best, doing my best. Bye.